Hey, how's it going, everybody? Today we're bringing you a deck profile of my Evilswarms. Now, this is another hidden arsenal deck. It came out at the same time Constellars came out. Those were the two main decks in here in Arsenal 7. And they were basically opposites, and they were like meant to really counter each other, so to say, or more or less the Constellars were supposed to counter what Evilswarms do best, which is lockdown, level 5 or higher special summons. But yeah, let's go and get right into it. If you enjoy this video, consider subscribing, and if you like it, leave a like and a comment if you have any questions. But let's get right into it. First off, I run the 3 Evilswarm Catastor. When he's normal summoned, you get an additional normal summon of an Evilswarm, so he just helps you pump out the monsters faster. And then 3 Evilswarm Thunderbird. Thunderbird, when a card effect is activated, you can chain his effect, and it's a quick play, so it can be done during either player's turn. Basically, you banish it, and then during the next standby phase, it comes back with 300 more attack. Then 3 Evilswarm Kirkia. When he's summoned, you can banish 1 Evilswarm monster in your graveyard, then target 1 other Evilswarm in your graveyard, add it to your hand, and then when you do that, he gains the effect to give you an additional normal summon. Then 3 Rescue Rabbit. I am running the Rabbit build since Rabbit is back at 3. Just a 1 card Ophion. And of course, to go with him, the Evilswarm Heliotrope, just the vanilla monster. And then for the last of the monsters, I do only run 1 Mandragora, just because you want to go first with this deck a lot, and his effect is kind of like Cyber Dragon. You can special summon it if your monster, or if your opponent controls more monsters than you. And then off to the spells, 3 of the Infestation Pandemic. Basically, you can declare, or you activate it, and it makes all your Evilswarms unaffected by other spells and traps during that turn. To help draw power, 2 Pot of Desires. To out Mystic Mine or back row, Cosmic Cyclone. And then to the 1/0s, 1 Regeki. It helps control boards. Unless they have a bunch of negates, then it doesn't really matter. And then 1 Monster Reborn. That will do it for these spells. It has a very small spell lineup because most of the deck revolves around traps, since it is a slower deck, or at least my variant is. I run the 3 Torrential Tribute just because Pandemic really helps out the protect all your Evilswarms, and it just punishes your opponent if they can't set up negates fast enough. And then 2 Storming Mirror Force, again, just helps. Alright, so after that, I do run the 2 Compulse. It's just disruption in the form of a trap. I know a lot of cards have a lot better effects now, and decks are a lot faster, but when you're playing a lower tier deck that's a little bit slower, these traps really help out. And I've even seen some people teching that into even higher tier decks. But then 2 Save Zone, just to protect your Ophion or anything else. And there's a really cool interaction with this, is if you equip it to one of your opponent's monsters, and then you get rid of it by either Cosmic Cyclone or whatever, that monster gets sent to the graveyard, so really nice. And then 2 Solemn Strikes, 1 Solemn Warning, 1 Solemn Judgment, 1 Infection, and 1 Mirror Force to round off the main deck. That's 40 cards. And then next, I run the 1 Evilswarm Nightmare. It's a little bit better since people are going into Exceed summons and Fusion summons more often. Basically, when a monster is special summoned on your opponent's side of the field, you detach 1 material and flip it face down. Number 60 is a pretty cool card. He has a bunch of effects. You can skip your draw phase, draw a card, or special summon a monster by skipping your next main phase, and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. 1 Gaga Cowboy, 1 Abyss Dweller, 1 Digesto Emerald just to get cards back into the deck or extra, Exotom Knight, 1 Castell, and then I run 3 of the Bahamut's. But you can probably get away with just running 1 and replace it with other cards that you feel work better for this deck. But basically you can detach 1 material, target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls, discard 1 Evilswarm card, or 1 Evilswarm monster from your hand, and special summon, or take control of that monster. And then 1 Dark Rebellion Xyz Dragon. You should be running this at 3. I definitely take out 1 of the Bahamut's, but I only had 2, so Evilswarm Ophion. He's the boss monster of the deck. You detach 1 and you get to add a infestation card from your deck to your hand. And then I run the 1 Ouroboros. And then I just run 2 Links, 1 Wee Witch, and 1 Borreload. I don't really think that you'll be going into it too often, but yeah, they're there just in case. And so I'm just going to go really quickly do a test hand. This is basically a one-trick deck. You want to get into Ophion as fast as possible and sit on your traps. But yeah, it's pretty cool. It's kind of consistent as well. Sometimes you will open a lot of traps and only 1 monster. That's the only thing that's unfortunate about it. But usually you'll open up pretty decent. Like, yeah, there you go. Rabbit. As long as you don't draw the other one, yeah. So with that, that's basically full combo, because there's only really 1 combo I know of. But Rabbit, hopefully nothing happens to it. You banish it, get out the other 2 Heliotropes, special summon them from the deck. I'll usually do it in defense just in case they have some way of stopping anything. And then go into your Ophion. Use Ophion's effect to grab one of the infestations. Usually you want to get Pandemic, and then just set that, and then set your rest of your back row. You got a safe zone, which is nice, a Solemn Warning, and a Strike. Now, of course, there's Twin Twister, Cosmic Cyclone, and everything that gets rid of back row now, but a lot of people sideboard that. And also there's the Lightning Storm, but still pretty nice. Ophion stops your opponent from special summoning level 5 or higher, so if it's a fusion or synchro based deck, this can really hurt it, and then you have all that back row to help you out. But yeah, it's a pretty fun build, pretty fun deck. I don't think it's anything you take it to regionals or anything like that. It's more for locals, especially if your locals has a lot of people playing like synchro spam or fusion, like Shadal or something. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Remember, if you like this, leave a like and a comment if you have any questions. Until next time, I'll see you guys later.